And on other islands, too. All of the islands. After this, he came... It is when you're high. It can be very exciting then. You have the tools to deal with it. A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I can do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll manage without your help. All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she pours herself more coffee. She looks at the dried, chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried Maybell. A martial art, sir.
Samurai boxing, or sambo, grace.
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer.
Wait, stop. That man, bloated beyond all recognition, was 42. Below the damage, the weeks of decomposition, all the swollen in. How old are you? That's where this is going. 45,000 liters of raw alcohol. You could ask either one of them.
Huh? How old? 58? You asked. He was deceased. He had been decomposing for a week.
There's silent. Then,
Sure, you're 42.
wait. This requires scientific measurements. To the laboratorium.
It's you again. What is it? And that fucking fucker.
That fucker wasn't aimed at you. You caught him off balance. Push, and he will give way.
Fucking fuckity fucker. And what did she say then? That it's fine. People are supposed to be like that.
Yes. In fact, I think she thought it was a little funny.
Funny. No good goddamn.
Seems like they wanted to give Klasia a second chance to play along. She's
Alright. All fucking righty then.
Please try to control yourself in the presence of visitors, Titus.
This is just perfect. Just fucking perfect. Any thoughts on this?
You don't have to say everything out loud. Just mix and match.
I ask for your opinion, not a bedtime story. Tell it to your grandma.
But she didn't. She knows she can't.
Fantastic. So now, you remember how to do your job.
Yeah, guys! We should get a party going tonight!
Why?
Maybe not then.
Success. They admitted to unlawful collaboration to derail the investigation.
Nah, I know her. She's just a girl. In over her head. Handled him? She got into some stupid shit.
Yes, we heard all about it, and the fact still stands. You were more disturbed by the tape.
I already told you. We fucking hanged him.
There's less gusto in his voice now. They're confused. This is growing.
Come on, Titus. The stakes are too high here. There will be blood on the street.
You know what? I am tired. Next time you see her, that lying scamp.
Yeah.
On the floor, beer drips out of the can into a small puddle.
What is this quiet funeral shit? Are we?
Why do we make it 40, huh? Why do we make it 100 beers? You're not loud enough!
100 beers? Now we're talking. Hoppity hop over here, cafeteria manager.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire, it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Never been worried.
It's not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there somewhere.
It's you again. What is it?
Clausia is playing them like a fiddle. Tell them how bad they got played, and they'll tell you the truth.
It's you again. What is it?
Convince Titus he's being manipulated. You should know by now. Titus Hardy will never falter. Just remember, it's about more than Clausia. It's about these men and Martinez, their district, their responsibility. Huh? He'll get it. Go on.
Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because...
Yeah, we liked it. It was fun.
It wasn't for your fucking entertainment, Dennis.
They kill you because they think it's funny.
We didn't light him on fire.
That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the...
Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up.
firearm. A Glass 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's onto you. He knows what you're trying to do.
We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when...
Shut up, Angus!
Fatty! Say one more thing to the cops and I'll...
Dennis, stand down, or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying.
I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too...
Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Now it's all pointless. Because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. I told you just give her up.
Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here.
Fine. I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast.
You're in. He's all yours. Questions? He nods.
You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death. The bullet in his...
Another nod.
'Cause the girls asked us to. They were in some shit.
Girls plural. There's another girl. 2 of them.
Did she kill him?
Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. Classier came down. She seemed really out of it. Drugged up, even more than usual. Bug-eyed and gurning, you know? No, it looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario. Only in reverse.
Good analogy, boss.
You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. And you keep taking it easy. We went upstairs. Sure as day the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere.
He means they'd been fucking.
Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse we hanged. Nah, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. They can't show up on police radar kind. There are people after her. They're powerful, connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she...
That's all he knows. That's all she's told him.
And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder?
Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. In a manner of...
Remember the 2 girls? He may be talking about that.
That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it for political reasons. It sent a good... Fella, you think too much. He's awful. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her, anyway. Nope. You're not getting to her. It's Klasia you want to talk to. Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere. So that's a clue. I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either hers or his.
Hers, you mean?
I mean the people after Klasia. Maybe the shot missed.
I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself.
My dude. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns. Training. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do. If I wasn't too busy.
These theories, not bad. Don't buy either one, but still, this guy's not as dumb as he looks.
Me too.
The lieutenant gives a smile only you can see.
You do that. Hey, cop. Before you go, Klasia, came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, that's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of...
We'll take that into account.
This window is pristine on
Looks like it, yes.
smooth following your lead. The lieutenant lead.
It's always good to see you.
Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate.
I understand. I didn't lie. Not a lot. I've done...
'Tis true. The lady hath tried to avoid.
It was a mistake.
This is good. Clear the air. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of that. This will let her dictate the terms of your... Shush. I can't hear what she's saying.
Why did you waste our time then?
Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me. Out of the shit I'd gotten into.
Is she implying the Hardy Boys are the law?
You're right. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern.
Briefly glancing over her shoulder to the sea, a grand expanse of water reaches over the bay and to the horizon. Grey and pale, the pale, the Muindi Isola, the Occident, and then Aranye, the old, old world.
You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. Just business. But bad business for some people in the moral intern.
What happens if they do?
They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern, well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me.
Actually, this murder did have a little to do with her.
We were there. Together, okay? He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back, looking at him. I heard the window behind me. I turned back to him. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open. Dumb. I could see.
Her chest rises and falls with each word. She keeps herself to...
I knew he was dead. Before he fell down on top of me. He was heavy. I pushed him off and he fell to the floor. There. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream, then ran downstairs. I waited for the second shot to come. For me.
She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt has burned right down to her fingernails. She looks down with a wince. She throws it away.
What time was this? When did it happen? It would have...
11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time.
It's okay. Were you inebriated?
Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things.
Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off, much more than usual.
Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head.
Did you hear or see the
No, nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from him. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. Ruby was there too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong.
Ruby?
Ruby. You know, the leader.
The leader?
The Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen, like things they need to...
This Ruby, in her phrasing, is entrusted.
Would you say she is the 8th?
Why not? Well, Ruby said let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know, take care of things. I helped her get the body to the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower.
To mislead you, they were tampering with the body.
To produce lividity, matching a hanging?
Yes.
We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after death?
About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what he does. Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do. Make it look like a... Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while. That we should lay low or something. So I did. I don't know. I haven't seen her since.
We will need to take this question to the...
Interesting. Why did this Ruby go through so much trouble to hide something someone else did?
When he was shot? I may have.
The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot.
What? Why would I put myself through this? Insanity. Get myself cornered like this. He wouldn't have died if it weren't for me. I know that.
He was a serviceman. He must have had a gun lying around, close to her hand, a military weapon using jacketed ammunition.
I'm sad to hear that. They must have said it in some fit of frustration or under pressure. They couldn't have meant it. I did not kill him to defend myself from rape. I told...
True, sire. 'Tis true.
No. I specifically asked him not to carry firearms when he was with me. He only had his stupid armor. I don't know. His friends have rifles. Maybe those psychos did it? Coalition military have rifles. I'm not a munitions expert, and I did not shoot him. Like what? It's not nice, but it's not illegal.
What exactly?
Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. With a bigger company. The kind you really...
I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you.
The job was Lou's County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Lou Scott conglomerate. That was the second job. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. But they're after me too. Along with Lou Scott and their friends in the MI.
Laws cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Airberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products.
It is. Many people lost their jobs. Not just C-suite. Ordinary people. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. Because I'm an idiot.
Which is an indicator of idiot. She's nothing of the sort.
You have to understand, the people around here, No one was making the call, and he kept rotting. And then they picked his... He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud. Thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Ravachol.
She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. Oh God, that was a lie too. Who made the call then? She did, of course.
That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week, I've tried not to talk to anyone so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand, however, this is paranormal. I just don't know.
We can't go after Loose Cap. Not yet.
I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. But there's one thing I know. Last week, Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tib.
You should have another look at that window after this. Reconstruct the scene. It's right there. Yes, you see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. She nods, silently. She doesn't even... He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk and she lied to you. She should be taken in. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up, forcefully, if you want to continue pushing her. But we are awake, sire. She has been forthcoming with sordid details women usually conceal. Most shocking details of the sexual kind. We are a bulwark, unbreached. You've been breached, bulwark, so you say. But give us one example of deceit. Just one example. There iseth no doubt. The lady could not bear the sight of her. Your paranoia is unflattering. She has been nothing but forthcoming, and it looks like this one's not waking up. You'll have to do it without pushing her further. At least for now. This window is pristine on the inside. Golden light melts away into the blue, glassy darkness of your mind. In it are 2 neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman. Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth. A ray cast from the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inwards like a corona behind the woman's back. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels into a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. There could have been. Then the rain and slush and wind washed it away. 72%, with a weapon that fires jacketed ammunition, likely a rifle. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them 1 shot. The lights were on in here. Outside it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside. In point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. None that you've found thus far, but that doesn't mean there aren't any. That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet detective. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions, let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin, beyond the docks somewhere. The shot would have been a small miracle, 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window, between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A. The angle would have been...
From where, precisely? I see you have given this a lot of thought. Are those the locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? Okay, well, we should see if there is gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. A simple hypothesis can be wrong, but it's something to build on.
The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag bearing the RCM stamp. You can't... The bullet is still safely sealed away in a plastic bag. You can't... The bullet is still safely sealed away. A rifle, Revolutionary period. Your bullet looks to be an old 4.4. The 4.46 caliber was widely used with the Belmargrave rifle, a Revacholian manufacturer. But Zeliger, a major firearm manufacturer, ended up with a surplus after the war. So there are antiques enthusiasts, guerrilla fighters in distant countries.
What are you thinking? Bullet? Okay. And? An antique. That makes sense. There can't be many breech-loading rifles floating around. Sure, there's some arms trafficking, but the laws prohibiting the use of breech loaders. Some new RCM recruits get impatient with their muzzle load.
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement to front-loaded rifles is a policy enforced by the Moralist International in all the nations of the Real Belt.
Imagine if everyone, cops, citizens, had access to firearms that could shoot multiple rounds with... But back to the investigation. Doesn't seem that likely, but we'll check out all possible leads. Next step, finding the gun itself. Okay, and? An antique. Sure, there's some new...
Prohibiting peacetime law enforcement.
Imagine, but back to the investigation. Mysterious. Okay. Either way.
Top of the morning to you. How may I be of service? Perhaps. I just like being awake for the transition between night and morning.
Nope, still no clue. You obviously haven't been doing enough drugs lately.
I doubt it, but I can try.
The pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
It is such a pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I help the citizens? Sure, officer. They are the good guys around here. What do you need? Writing. Oh.
Well, he tells his little pen man exactly what to say. It's commie propaganda, plain and simple. You should be ashamed.
Not in.
So, he does.
Of course, I hate the socialist rap.
No, thank you. For being consummate.
A man so principled about his sandwich, too late. Daddy's already fighting the bad fight. Make it stick. Say, whoa, easy there, Goldmouth.
What?
Huh? I'm listening, officer.
Vigilance officer? What kind? Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the night. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and... Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. It's a private matter.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit...
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business. No one.
No one has been guarding the container?
Yes. It's...
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur.
The possibility of someone being in there is enough to...
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words. Oh, I didn't mean to imply there's something wrong.
Yes, yes, yes. Can we conclude the topic of my... She is nobody.
The lady is Jeanne-Marie Beaulieu, and she sure as hell wasn't a nobody.
Yes, yes. Like I said, I prefer the old name. Insulindian Lily. Girls brought them to young cadets when they entered service. Wearing them on your cap was supposed to bring good luck. It used to be. But the communards were fond of them too. Call them revolution. You know what? No.
But it wasn't the revolutionaries that...
Enough! I can...
Maybells don't blossom yet, do they?
Maybe on some remote parts of the city they do. But I think you'll have to wait for at least a month.
Still.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
I don't know, Lieutenant Ifrit. It is not the first closed door we found in this building. I don't know. The further we get, the vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the bracket. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Must be something valuable inside to go through the trouble of protecting it. The door is very sturdy indeed. You kick it.
All right.
Let's not.
Officer, what brings...
Who? What? Dear God, you've been lied to. She could have killed her. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Take it easy. Start at the top. See?
There may be grounds here. At least for an...
A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name.
Okay. Okay, it's not. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. Like I lied before. Like I did at LCSB. It's Katarzyna Elysium.
It's a Grad name. Jimsk or Yugograd in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, tiger, economic desolation, and rock.
My parents were Zhimsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized Oranese. All I remember is Oranje. Elysium is my father's name.
She nods. Her round eye. She nods. Her back straight, ready for whatever is next.
I did. What is this? I called your desk or whatever it is. There was an older woman on the other end.
That is the emergent. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single...
What time did you...
Thursday night. It was late.
It checks out.
But I know the time of the call too. I know I have not been 100% truthful with you officers. But I am now. I did. There was a...
That anyone...
What time?
Thursday night.
It checks out.
She stands before you, holding her back very straight.
What? But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid. She purposefully fucking mind games. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
But there's nowhere to go. A two-story...
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking...
Ruby. She has this thing for me, ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's sex, and more. I made the mistake of when I started spending time with Lely. She told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I did.
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think shit?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with... I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all.
This is a familiar theory. You had it too, remember? Could it be that Ruby was covering up after herself? The lynching?
You've been trying to kick that door down, right? Maybe it leads downstairs. She could have come to the roof through that, then taken the shot right here, where I stand.
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes, of course. She's been up here many times, jacking private stations off the ring antenna. She used to come here to drink on the roof with me, before it got weird. She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life, and she's a pro. She must be, to keep the Hardys in line.
Some of that fear is still with her. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her. Okay, arrest the liar now. Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was... She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you.
Still? After all this, sir, please, but I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into...
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own.
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Kim, definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city, maybe Ravishal could be free.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
The world can change.
Her political overture. This was her last card. She looks at you. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have... Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I won't.
This may have been a great... Maybe. Maybe not.
I promise I will be right here all the time, nights too. I'll help you any...
She nods. Then...
Okay.
She's... You are. This is not the end of this. Nothing. The sky is...
So, officer.
The same small, heavy door. No lock.